Federation Account Allocation Committee FAC shares 722.67 billion naira February 2023 revenue. Nigeria Labour Congress declares strike over naira scarcity. U.S. Federal Reserve delivers small rate hike amid global banking turmoil. Plus, oil prices fall as investors weigh Fed chair comments. Rate hike. This is Business Express on the network service of the NTA, and we are reaching you from Abuja, the nation's capital. I am Musa Abubakar. Now let's begin the program with revenue allocation. The Federation Account Allocation Committee has shared a total sum of 722.677 billion naira February 2023 Federation account revenue to the federal government, states and local government councils. This was contained in a communique issued at the end of the Federation Account Allocation Committee meeting for March 2023. The 722.677 billion naira total distributable revenue comprised distributable statutory revenue of 366.8 billion naira, distributable value-added tax revenue of 224.232 billion naira, electronic money transfer levy of 11.645 billion naira, and 120 billion naira augmentation from forex equalization account. The communique confirmed that from the total distributable revenue of 722.677 billion naira, the federal government received 269.063 billion naira, the state governments received 236.464 billion naira, and the local government councils received 173.936 billion naira. Now, the central bank says the number of e-naira wallet adoption has reached 13 million with transaction value of almost 22 billion naira, indicating a 68% increase since the beginning of this year. CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele said over 10 billion naira of the e-naira have been minted and 3.429 billion naira is in circulation.
I can only say that the adoption rate continues to increase and improve, and everything is being done to continue to make sure that this continues to go up. But one notable example of areas where the e-naira has been adopted, and I think we must thank them, is the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management and Social Development, which has expressed keen interest in our e-naira product. For instance, as on March the 20th, which was just 2 days ago, approximately 4 million wallets were created, especially for social intervention payments, representing about 30% of the total wallets created so far. These wallets were created in response to a request from the ministry as part of plans for the next tranche of the conditional cash transfer program.
Meanwhile, the Apex Bank says it is working to incorporate financial literacy as part of school curriculum in a bid to equip students with financial knowledge. This was emphasized at the Financial Literacy Fair in commemoration of Global Money Week in Abuja.
Besides acquiring basic knowledge in school,
These students have little or no knowledge about money matters. But at this literacy fair, organized by the Central Bank of Nigeria and other banks, Hassan Badamasi and his friends are learning new techniques on how to manage their own finances by the time they start earning income.
Saving my money through the bank's account, opening the bank account and save the money into the bank account.
Still young, so I don't have enough money to save. But with coming here, I've learned that having money, you can save money for the future, not always relying on your parents and your guidance. So
there's really a big deal for me to start saving money for the future because I don't know what may happen in the future.
This is all part of activities by the Consumer Department of the Central Bank to commemorate Global Money Week, aimed at ensuring that all children and young people have access to high-quality financial education. This is to improve their future, financial resilience and well-being.
You plan your money through savings, you plan through budgeting, you plan through investment, and the children are equally taught during this period on needs and wants. You have to separate your need from your want so that you don't put all your money in your want and you won't have savings to invest.
For the theme, Plan Your Money, Plant Your Future. This year's focus is on raising awareness about the importance of adopting a responsible, informed, and forward-looking approach in making financial decisions. In Abuja, I am Musa Abubakar, NTA News. Now, Global Money Week is the basis of our discussion on Business Express this morning. And joining us via Zoom from Lagos to shed more light on the issue is Yusuf Adeyemo. He is the National Program Director and Research Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents in Nigeria. Mr. Adeyemo, you're welcome to Business Express.
Good morning, and how are you?
We're good. How's Lagos this morning?
It's beautiful, I'm fine.
Okay. Now, the idea behind Global Money Week is to raise awareness on the importance of ensuring that young people from an early age are financially aware and are gradually acquiring the knowledge and skills needed to make sound financial decisions. Why do you think this is necessary?
I think it's necessary even before the Global Money Week, and in Africa, there's been a culture to train your children how to save money because of unforeseen circumstances and because of the future, and in order to also give them a culture that they can help them, that not everything that they are having that you can just spend in anyhow. It's a very, very important, and the global agenda since it started in 2012. And but like I said, even in Africa, in Nigeria, there's a way we have started this. It's only that we are just rebranding it. We make it a priority, and then it's going to go a long way in our system. And like what you said, why? For example, today now you check the population of Nigeria. I think, if I'm not mistaken, almost 60% are youth, and they are said their age is less than 25 years thereabout. And you look at the rate of unemployment in Nigeria. If you have done something like this culture, it has been with them, spending money anyhow, maybe buying unnecessary things, we will tell them that they can invest that money and they can start to do their own businesses and prepare them for the futures and the prosperity that can come with it.
Okay, how can children and young people be helped to develop sound financial habits and knowledge from an early stage?
Yeah, like since this project of these money cultures and this global money have started, if you look at it, a lot of things is being done. They have adopted a lot of strategy. Part of it is awareness, that's whereby as you're growing up, and let me give you the best example that are very close to our culture. I remember when I was growing up as a child and in the primary school rather, my grandma would give me what we call polo. It's a very small box, and will tell me that when they give you money, keep it there. When you go out, maybe for a parties and they give you money, you keep it there. This is a culture that have been with us. But now, because those things are not there again, And I remember that starts my thinking of business and how I can survive even without a parent. That culture it affects me till today. And anytime I want to do anything, I still remember that. That means first thing is a culture from home, whereby the parent have to teach their children how to start saving their money. To move in a gradual way because of the digital age, opening of accounts. Many banks are telling us to open an account whereby you can open an account for the kids. These are the way we can encourage them. However, we can also do awareness by visiting the school, educate them the importance of this is another way of it. Then another way of it is also that we allow our children to read books. I remember there's a one popular book, The Richest Man in the Babylon. If I give it to our kids today, you tell them to read some poetry, how when you save money, what will later happen to you. These are some of the things that we should able to do if we want to increase the culture of the children, or let me say the adults, the young one, to start having the saving culture.
Okay, what do you make of the effort of incorporating this into their school curriculum?
Yes, I think it's part of our curriculum already. It's only that we did not lay emphasis on it because remember that when you are okay, because when you are saying children, because in the concept of the Global Money Week, it beyond the children alone. And since when they started these things in 2012, over 53 million children and young ones has been reached as of today, right? And then over 176 countries has taken part in this in one way or the other. But like the question you asked now, in the process that you want this to be included in the curriculum, remember that they can only teach them in the school. But the culture of it, the habit of it, the person that can activate it will start from the parents majorly, right? But when you want to have it in the school, it's already in our school curriculum because we have a business study already. And when you are doing business study, I remember in primary school and secondary school, you see a business study in your JSS. I don't know the way it's going now in Nigeria, but at least when you even go to the higher institution, there's a way they will also train you when they are telling you about all this activity. But how are we implementing it? How are we encouraging our kids, our young ones to do it? You can imagine maybe a young guy now that will be saying, "I want to buy iPhone 13." But what do you want to? I'm not saying we should not use it or you cannot use it. But what do you want to use it when you can save it? Maybe a culture that let me save this money. Let me just buy a land. If I buy the land, it will have transformed in the next 3, 5 years. Things that can make a very good impact. How are we implementing it? How our children is going to participate and start saving is even more bigger. And I think that is what the Global Money Week is even talking about. That when you have your money, can you plan for it? Not just saving the money, but plan for that what you have. We don't just spend the money the way you want.
Okay, I understand that this year's theme is plan your money and plant your future. Okay, how
Yeah.
is individual financial behavior linked to the health of the planet and one of the society as, that of the society as a whole?
Can I hear? I cannot hear the question very well. Sorry.
Okay, the question is, I understand that the theme for this year is plan your money and plant your future. So,
Yeah.
how is individual financial behavior linked to the health of the planet and of the society as a whole?
Um, it's if you look at that one, it seems to be another discussion. But when you have, we can also look at the poverty level of the people, and then what is their daily earning. Because if a children could not, when you're talking about the health aspect of it, a children of a family that will encourage someone to start saving money, it should be a children that come from maybe an average family, whereby when they give him everything that he or she needs, you can say, Daddy, you give me maybe for my school fees, maybe you give 500 naira or 1,000 naira in the morning. And I said, Daddy, I don't want to spend this money. I want to save this, right? But when we look at the health aspect of it, that means we need to improve the living standard of the people. the economy of the world or in our nation also need to be improved so as the life is going to be helpful for them. It's going to be healthy for them to start saving, and then we can have a better future. But if not, you cannot just tell someone that have not have a 3 meals in a day. So that said, he starts to save. Even if you give him any money, he want to save his. He wants to eat first, making himself to be happy and be healthy before he has to start saying, "I want to save." But in this regard, what we can do is just to make that as the government is improving globally and in our individual society, we need to encourage that there's a prosperity, there's an inclusive prosperity, economic prosperity among everybody. If we have that one, then we can have a better healthy world in terms of this financial planning.
Now, whose responsibility is it to instill sound financial knowledge and skills in young people?
I think it's encompassing, but I will say that in a very good society where there's a prosperity and an economy is fine, I think the first thing that has to come from the parents. Then in our own society as well, maybe as we're going to the school, then the government also needs to also provide that. They even need to provide something, the incentive for the people that are doing it, and I think it have that one within the banking sectors, whereby they said, okay, open an account for your kids. When you open an account for your kid and you are saving, it can help him or her maybe to pay the school fees as he or she is growing up. These are kind of the things that we need to put in place. But it's encompassing. The parents need to promote it. The school in all religion organization need to promote it. And the government also needs to promote it. Beyond promoting it by the government, they also need to put something like an incentive to support this young one. For example, if the government said, okay, if you are a kid or you are a youth within so age, there are some countries who will do that. Okay, go and open an account. If you open an account and the government will just pay you little money, but this money you will not be able to pay it, but you start to contribute. That if you increase it to maybe so number of money, we can help you to start paying your school fees of your kids when they resume into university and things like that. These are the way we can just encourage the financial saving culture and planning for the futures within our society.
Okay, thank you very much, Yusuf Adeyemo, National Program Director, Research Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents in Nigeria. Thanks for sharing your thought with us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, moving on this, since the introduction of the redesigned Naira notes and the target of actualizing a better cashless policy, many Nigerians have resorted to the electronic means of transaction, but not without its challenges. Business correspondent Bosede Ibel tells us more about this trend.
People are not seen at many of the ATM spots within the metropolis because most of the machines are not dispensing cash.
Also, because of the cash scarcity, most people are now relying on bank transfers, either on their mobile app, USSD codes, or through the POS. But then, there seems to be an issue.
I went to go and transfer to somebody, and the person told me that he didn't see the money. I did not see the money inside. It has been removed, and yet the person did not see the money.
They beat my money 3 times. Even now, as I tell you, I didn't see anything. They never returned the money, and I come here, I fill form. Up to now, I didn't see anything.
When they buy the market, they'll say they don't transfer the money. Then if I go house, I'll check this thing, I didn't see the money. And when I call them, they will not answer me.
You go to a place, you want to get a particular stuff. After you're even satisfied, I even have this amount of money in my own account. But the payment is actually the issue. Because the transfers are not even going.
We should make our transfer at ease. Say I want to try and do transfer. Now if I try it in front of you, to bring error.
We found out that a lot of these people with failed transactions go back to the banking hall to get these issues addressed and are told to fill some bank forms and return in 7 or 14 working days, and sometimes even more. Many customers complain that even after then, most of these issues remain unresolved. So, we sought to find the reason.
Now, in one or two banks, I know that you can just go to your app and actually report a failed transaction and then to be resolved. But the period is also too long. When you say 7 days, 21 days, are they paying interest on that money? There's a cost to money. Even the POS, they can phase out all these POSs that give people failed transactions. There are modern POSs that can tell you what cards are working, what bank has network, and all that. They can shorten the period of time and sanction people that don't refund.
I must apologize, yes, online channels failed, but know that it was a result of the deluge of volumes of online transactions that hit the banking industry. And I think it's currently being resolved, and we are following up on daily basis. Our payment system management department follows up on a consistent and daily basis with the bank to ensure that where there are downtime, they are resolved as quickly as possible so as to make sure transactions go smoothly.
Experts also say that financial institutions can develop partnership with existing establishments to leverage their technology in the creation of real value for their customers. In Abuja, Bosede Able.
The federal government is set to install facial recognition technology at major airports in Nigeria to improve security. Minister of State, Budget and National Planning, Clem Akbar, dropped the hint when he played host to the Japanese ambassador to Nigeria and a team from NEC Corporation of Japan in his office. He affirmed that the airports will soon be operating an automatic security measures that will incorporate the use of facial recognition. Akbar said that the technology will be deployed to airports through grant agreements between the federal government of Nigeria and the Japanese government with focus on Lagos and Abuja international airports in the pilot phase before the project will be extended to Port Harcourt and Enugu and Kanu airports. Entry energy oil prices fell on Thursday following 3 sessions of gains after U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell restated his commitment to curbing inflation, including the possibility of more interest rate rises. Brent crude futures fell 80 cents or 1% to $75.89 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude dropped 84 cents or 1.2% to $70.06. Now let's take a trip to the commodities market. Now the equities market closed midweek trade in positive territory. The all share index increased to 54,936.11 points as equity capitalization also advanced to 29.9 trillion naira. A total of 134 million securities valued at 1.3 billion naira were traded in 2,479 deals. Global market is next.
Markets are heading for a negative open Thursday as investors digest the latest interest rate hike by U.S. Federal Reserve and comments from Fed Chair Jerome Powell. Asia-Pacific markets are mixed on Thursday following Wall Street's reaction overnight after the U.S. Federal Reserve hike rates by another 25 basis points. In Japan, the Nikkei 225 shed 0.17% to end at 27,419.61. Hong Kong Hang Seng Index led gains in Asia up 1.65%. In mainland China, the Shanghai Composite also climbed 0.42%. U.S. equity futures were slightly higher early on Thursday as traders digested the latest policy update from the Federal Reserve. Futures tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average added 160 points. S&P 500 futures rose 0.59% and Nasdaq 100 futures also advanced by 0.69%. For Africa markets, no figures yet as at the time of this report. Boss said the able Business Express.
That's it. That wraps Business Express for now. Remember to send in your comments, observations, and suggestions. Also be informed that all previous episodes are available on YouTube on the NTA's channel. Business Express returns Friday at 3 p.m. I am Musa Bokar. Have a pleasant day.